So today I'm going to make a relatively long video. It's actually going to be 2 parts. It's going to be how to make, basically how you can make a simple Mac app. And as you can see, I accidentally trimmed my last one. So yeah, I'm not going to be trimming this one, but it's still going to be long, but once it gets to about 15 minutes, or I mean, if it gets to 10 minutes and I'm not done, I'm stopping the recording for part 2. So open up xcode, go file. Seriously, another one of my, and then another thing. Just go. It's not QuickTime. Go. Yeah, now. Go new project. Now, since I'm going to be building this in a few different languages, hence what the title is, C, Objective-C, and C++, not in that order. Just C first, so C. Again, my recording, so I have to overwrite them, but that's cool. By the way, if you really are dying to know what we're building, it's a calculator. But you'll see why it's a fun. It'll actually be a joy to work with this calculator, because we're building a function, and if you don't know what function is like, let me find a function. While is a function. You see how it takes condition and statements. I'll show you how you can do all of this. See, it's just text. Seriously, it's just text. Okay. But now we actually have to take out the. I know other IDEs, like I've used NetBeans, I've used code blocks, I've even used Eclipse. They set up your project like this. Xcode does it a little bit differently, kind of in a bad way. So let's go full screen here. Go coding. So now we're going to create an int called add, subtract, multiply, divide. Now if you're wondering, I am using camel casing. If you know what camel casing is, either Google search it or take my lame definition, which is camel casing is the first part of the word if it's 2 syllable, or the first word if it's 1 syllable, or so on, is lowercase. So, see, add, subtract. Alright, you can find out all the origins. Someplace else, but does anybody wish Xcode was like Xcode 3, where you could just, where everything was like it didn't debug until you were building or running your project? Yeah, I like that. But pass in the parameter of int num1 comma int, or you can do a spacing if you want. Just kind of helps it be neater. Int then 2. And then those are the parameters. So right now if we call this function, check it out. Add, subtract, multiply, divide. But since there's no use for them yet, we have, like, watch this. We could pass in, okay, this is, the function runs, but since there's no use for the numbers, it doesn't matter whether we've actually put in this int. We can still pass in numbers as the parameter. That's all that means. So I'm actually going to try to break this down a lot better than my last tutorial. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to create an integer called add, semicolon, or not semicolon, oops, num1 plus num2, semicolon. Now print f, semicolon, Now, what we're going to want to do is %I plus %I equals %I, which is just, these are all replacements for a variable. We're going to replace these with variables later on. By later on, I mean right now. So see, now the function actually, now you can see it actually, you can actually call upon the function right here. So you can call upon that later on in your code, basically. That's what it's saying. Okay, comma, oh, comma, space. Oops, what's wrong? Why are you erroring me? Why are you erroring me? Build. Yeah. So next we create another integer called subtract, which this isn't considered camel casing. This is just case. No fancy definition for that. Okay. Colon. Print f. Oh. %I equals %I. Now I'm just building this up really quickly because I'm demonstrating. This isn't really demonstrating how to build a calculator. I assume you guys, if you've ever written a single line of code, you know how to make a calculator. It's not like I don't think you can make a calculator, but if you can't, that's cool too. So I think you guys want to know more about how you can translate from different languages and how functions look in different languages and functions with parameters. So it's more like just a general programming, just a general programming thing, not really any depth, but it's not like this isn't like only for beginners or only for really advanced programmers. It really doesn't make a difference. As long as you can copy code, you should be good to go. And then, as long as you can copy code, you can make this program. But if you don't get this, you're literally just copying code, you might want to consider checking out some of my tutorials or any other tutorials I guess you can find on the internet. So yeah, cool. So our final one is divide. Now the goal of this is actually to get you to basically be able to, let me check my time. Okay, I'm almost out of time. Let me just quickly build this. So let me just copy this. And space equals space. Num1 divided by num2. Okay, the best part about this is I only need to change this to divide. Okay, now we're done. We call the function add, subtract, multiply, divide. Pass it any number. Run it. See, it says, gives you all your info. Now for some of you, you might want to add a new line character. Quickly. I have a minute till I have to stop recording. So, let me just quickly. Oh, by the way, if you don't know, the new line character is basically /n, which we don't actually need to do, but yeah. So this is the finished program in C. In the next tutorial, we're going to, if I have time, we're going to try to build it in C++ and Objective-C, but probably just C++. So yeah, until then, I'll see you in the next tutorial. By the way, if you like this, don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. And yeah, seriously, I will see you in the next tutorial. Okay.